Recently, I went to Insomnia 63 and had the opportunity to play Ultimate, Smash Ultimate, and so I thought I'd make a little video talking about how I feel about the game. And sorry about any peeking and stuff, I haven't made a video in a long time, I can't exactly remember how to use the Yeti, shit like that. Anyway, so in case you're curious, I'm a melee player. I play Samus, so I'm hardly a melee player, and that's all you really need to go going into it. I have played a little bit of 4, not a lot. I played in the first year more specifically, and then just kind of stopped. But yeah, so I know a little bit about Smash 4, but I'm not huge on it. This video is kind of like naturally going to end up being more about the problems I have with the game rather than the advantages, just because that's kind of what I'm more concerned about. But I ultimately feel quite positive about the game, and I'm going to buy it day one. I'm going to take some time off of work and probably grind out the first week of the game being out. So yeah, the format that I was playing was doubles. So if you're like, well, that's not fully accurate, know that all of the experience I had was unfortunately doubles. They weren't letting us play any singles, obviously, because you've got shitloads of people that need to play the game. So they were like, doubles. I guess I'll start off with talking about movement, considering I'm a melee player, and everyone thinks, oh, all melee players care about is fucking movement. It's not. But for the most part, I think that the ground movement is heavily improved. I like the new dash dancing, whilst it's not super effective in the sense of it's nowhere near as good as Melee's dash dancing, because Melee's dash dancing is almost as good as wave dashing. I'd say it's better on a lot of characters like Marth, because it allows you to space without having to commit to frames and stuff like that. So it's not as good as Melee's in a lot of ways, in that you're not going to be using it as much for like micro spacing, but in terms of just game feel, it makes the game feel a lot more responsive. I don't think that this movement necessarily makes any like decision making opportunities better or worse, but it helps with just general game feel and making the game more enjoyable to play, which is one of my big problems with 4, in that it just doesn't feel, controlling your character just feels awkward and not fun. That's like an improvement to the ground game. Obviously wave dashing isn't available. I don't think it's coming back. We're not going to get wave dashing, unfortunately, which is fine. I'm actually completely fine with that. The air dodge by itself is good enough, simply because it allows players to get to platforms more comfortably and kind of maneuver around the stage in more interesting ways. That said, for the most part, I'm not very happy with the way the aerial movement works. I've got 2 big problems with it. The first one is the way that your opponent controls you in the air, in the sense of when you get hit, it's really heavy on balloon physics. You'll get sent a very large distance over a short period of time and then come to a very quick halt. This, for me, creates a situation where it's hard to kind of like freestyle a combo. In Melee, you can get, your momentum is a bit more consistent, and so you can kind of just freeball it. The way that you eventually come out of this like hit stun state, for me, also isn't very good. Because you lose all momentum from the hit that you've just taken, when you come back to moving again, you've got like a float speed, you've got like float values that are just way too high on the large majority of the cast. Like, you just come back, it's almost like you're like doing like a fast ground walk from the air. That's how like severe your movement back to the stage is when you're like off of the stage, which isn't a problem when it comes to a situation where you're above the opponent. When you're above the opponent in a situation where you've just hit them up and you're gonna like chase them back to the stage. So you can do landing traps just fine. Like, it hasn't affected landing traps in a way that I think is, like, awful, but I think that it affects the recovery as, like, really poorly. It almost feels like, whilst the recoveries have been made worse than Smash 4, from what I can tell, for me, I thought at least they were a little bit more toned down. It was still not at a point where I was satisfied, in that if you got a strong hit off the side of the stage and it sent them at a bad angle, there was still a fairly decent chance that they were just gonna come back to the stage, like they were gonna grab the edge, which I don't know if the solution is change the physics that I was complaining about, but to me that seems like the obvious solution, especially because that would make it so that if you're the person getting the hit, you're more solidly rewarded. But that might just be me. Like, I'm sure there's plenty of other solutions to the problem, or what I deem a problem might not be a problem for a lot of other players. In terms of the new characters, I played Ridley, I played Ganondorf, which he isn't completely different, but I'd say he's different enough to feel like a new character in a lot of ways. Specifically, the 3-frame jump squat and the reduced landing lag makes it so that whilst you're a heavy hitter, you feel a lot leaner in your play. Ridley was fun, but something about him feels off. Not in that he feels bad, in that he just doesn't feel like he is for me. I was kind of hoping, I don't really know what I was hoping for. I guess I was hoping for a bit more of a combo heavy kind of character, but he's a big character that has big hits. Like, you're very much playing for one hit and then trying to set up for your next hit, instead of one hit, true confirming into the next hit, and then repositioning for another combo. You're just playing hit for hit, which it's just not for me. I didn't see anyone play Inkling. The whole time I saw no one pick Inkling, and I thought, thank fuck, because that character looks way too complicated. There's like a lot of systems with that character, and so in 5 minutes I wouldn't be able to learn that shit. I also played Samus. Samus just feels shitty. In every like not melee iteration of the game, I haven't enjoyed Samus at all. I was playing Samus in the doubles, in like the Nintendo doubles thing, because I wanted to rep some melee. You could see me trying to wave dash and shit. It just wasn't working. But I don't like Samus in any of the new games, and I have a feeling the changes to air dodge aren't going to make it any easier for her. Because you only have one air dodge now, I think the landing traps are going to be a lot more effective, which makes it so that for a character like Samus, which already has a problem getting back to the stage, it's just going to be even worse. Who else did I play? I played a little bit of Mewtwo. Mewtwo feels sick. Mewtwo actually feels like godly. I played him a teeny tiny bit in Smash 4. This was like right as I was coming to the end of Smash 4. I just didn't enjoy him. There was something about him that just felt shitty, and I think what it was the fact that you can't act out of a run in Smash 4. But since you can act out of run in Ultimate with something that isn't grab, dash, tackle, jump, or shield, you have like down tilt, and you have like actual combo potential and potential to set up situations where you can just read your opponent, and so that was sick. Unfortunately, we didn't get to play like any of the weird stages, like no new stages. It was basically the E3 build, so if you watched a lot of that footage, not a lot has changed in a game, and you've gone, I'm not really too sure about this. If you're like on the fence, actually enjoy it, because watching the footage back, I was on the fence. I was like, I'm really not sure I'm going to like this game at all. And when I first picked up the controller and like I started pushing buttons, I was like, this feels gross. But once I got like 5 matches deep, I was like, you know what, this game kind of feels cool. I'm kind of about it, though it's not perfect. Like if you were already sitting on the, like, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to enjoy this game, like, side, I have a feeling you're probably not going to like it. It does, I'm not going to call it a Smash 4 port, because it's not, but it kind of feels like, it feels like a really heavy rework to Smash 4, instead of a brand new game in a lot of cases, in terms of the, like, general mechanics. I'm sure if you're a casual player, this won't affect you at all, but if you're looking for a completely new competitive Smash experience, this might not be for you. You might just want to pick up Slap City, or Icons when it finally comes out in the UK. Brawlhalla, I guess. I didn't like Brawlhalla at all. But when it comes to, like, new platform fighter experiences, I think that it's not something revolutionary. It's not going to completely redefine or, like, inspire new games the way that Melee does, but I think that it's a significant step up from Smash 4. But if you're not a fan of the core of Smash 4, in the sense of you're not a fan of this more heavy emphasis on rock, paper, scissors, I have a feeling it's just not going to, like, do anything for you, which is fine. We've got new games on the horizon. If you are, like, looking for platform fighters, Slap City is my go-to in terms of, like, the not Nintendo good platform fighters. I haven't played it in about a week though. I've heard they've put out a new patch and some people are not happy about it, but yeah, in summary, Ultimate, it's okay, it's alright. The only thing that I'm worried about is balloon physics, and I'm worried that that might kind of stem over and over time create a situation where it's just kind of like looking like Smash 4. And some matchups I think will just inevitably look like and play out the same way they did in Smash 4, specifically Mario Sonic, or anything Sonic. Like, Sonic is just flawed by design. But yeah, that's it for me. Thanks for listening to my stupid voice. Yeah, bye-bye.